Welcome back, everybody. So a couple of months ago I got an email about a phone, and most of the emails I get about phones I'm not very interested in, because if I'm gonna do a video on a phone, it's usually like the iPhone or the LG G6 or some big name phone. However, the phone that was depicted in this email was unlike anything I have ever seen before. I had to get my hands on it and I had to do a video on it. This is the Lite phone and is designed to be used as little as possible. And right now it's going for $150. It's technically still on pre-order. I think their shipments are a month or two behind. Of course, we'll be giving one away. All you got to do to win is 1, subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell, 2, like the video, and 3, comment something interesting down below. When the video reaches 10,000 likes, I will announce the winner in a comment down below. So starting with an overview, the first thing you'll notice with the Lite phone is the size. This thing is teeny. So if I take a credit card sized ID, which is my UNC ID, you can see that it's literally the same exact profile from the front, and all it is just a little bit thicker than a regular credit card or ID, and that way you can fit it in your wallet or other small places or front pocket, something like that. It is very unobtrusive. And then in terms of stuff on the actual device, it doesn't have much going on. The back is basically blank. On the bottom you have a micro USB port, on the right you have a SIM tray, the top you have a power button, and the left you have a lock switch, and that's about it. On the front, where the screen would be, is not a normal screen. Once you turn it on, it's something very different. The screen, when you turn it on with the power button, is probably the most interesting part of the entire phone. It's literally just light. You see a number pad of light, and then there's a little area where like the screen would be that shows you the time or who you're calling, the number you're typing in, who's calling you, that kind of stuff. But it's not like a normal screen. It's literally just light shining through the phone, and that is so cool. So, what is the purpose of the Lite phone? What is it for? Here's what it's for. I don't know why I slapped it. Basically, you load up their desktop software on your computer, and then you connect your phone to it, so all your calls from your phone forward to this, and then you can literally just leave your smartphone at home and just take this wherever you're going. So you're not gonna be using Twitter, you're not gonna be using iMessage, you're not gonna be using Snapchat. If you get a call, you pick it up. If you need to call someone, you type in the number or you use speed dial and you call them. That is all this phone does. So what is its purpose? It's basically just for people that wanna disconnect from their smartphone without losing all forms of communication. So somebody doesn't want to just sit there on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter cycling through it and seeing all the new things, but they still want to be able to send and receive calls, so they just leave their phone at home and take this. I don't know if you're going camping or going on a trip or even just to a friend's house, and you just don't want to bring your phone, but you can bring this so you can still talk to the people that you need to talk to. I think that's so interesting. It's like the ultimate form of simplicity. And as I mentioned, you can have all your calls from your main phone forward to this and then also be able to call, or you can just use it as a standalone phone and be able to call using the number pad as well as speed dial. It's such an interesting concept. So I want to go back to pricing. I mentioned it was $150 for this phone, and while that may seem like a lot considering it doesn't really have specs or a screen or anything, it's more because it's such a unique niche product that just there isn't really a market, like competitors there for yet. It's just so unique, and they had to build the infrastructure up, and it's actually made in the same factory as Apple products, Foxconn. Interesting stuff. But I imagine if more products like this come out, that $150 price tag will come down. And then the other pricing component is the SIM card. So the SIM card that comes included, you can use that for just $5 a month. In terms of like phone plans, that's pretty cheap. And that will allow you to like send calls and call other people without connecting it to your own phone, which is a very interesting idea. So conclusion time. This is a short video because there's not much going on with this phone other than the concept of this phone. Is this phone worth it? And I think personally that you already know if it's worth it for you or not. This isn't the type of product that you're gonna think about and be like, maybe I could use it. You're gonna think, that is exactly up my alley. I always wanna leave my phone at home and not use social media, but still have some form of communication. And that's what this phone is for. Maybe you're a camper or anything like that. You just take this phone, you can send and receive calls, you're good, but you're not addicted to the social media. You're not just drawn into the smartphone, the addiction, like sitting in bed at night, just switching between those apps and refreshing it. It's such an interesting concept. This is not a sponsored video or anything. Yes, they sent the product out, but literally this is just such a weird and unique product. I had to check it out and I had to show it to you guys. I really want to hear your thoughts on this phone. Do you think it's useful as a secondary phone? Do you think it shouldn't use the same number and it should use a different number and be like a black phone so it's not traceable and it's only for private things? I don't really know what the perfect functionality for this type of phone would be, but I love the idea and I'm glad someone out there is doing it. Thank you for watching, subscribe to see more content, and as always, stay classy.